In the air, deep right center, back toward the gap. Myers near the wall, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso, grand slam! First home run of the year for Alonso, his fourth career grand slam, and it's 6-1 New York.
And when you have a lineup like the Mets have...
And Alonso drives one deep center field. Sanoja back, takes a look, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso ties the game with a three-run homer. Dead central into the greenery. On a day when the Mets have been falling all over themselves. And he lifts one out to right field, chasing Rodin back to the warning track, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso goes the other way for a two-run homer. Just a little half swing, and he hits it out to the other field. By a pitch. Driven in the air to deep left field. Back goes left fielder Andujar, and it's out of here. Fourth home run of the year for Pete Alonso to put a capper on another big night for Pete. 7-4 New York. This is the best crew. And Alonso lofts one to deep left center. Back in the gap, looking up is Buxton, and it's out of here. Into the bullpen, Pete Alonso with his fifth home run of the year. And the Mets jump in front 1-0.
Oh my, that ball is tortured by Pete Alonso. It's 80 degrees, but it's still the polar bear's natural habitat.
And then he gets the slider, and then he does not miss it. Same location as the sinker, too, but coming into his swing, which allowed him to get full extent.
And Pete rockets one to deep left. Forget that. That is way out of here. Pete Alonso puts one into orbit for his seventh home run of the season. And Pete hits one out to center field. Back goes Scott to the warning track. Back at the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso flips the game, and the Mets go back in front. Number 8.
Oh, boy.
Pete hits one out of sight to left field. Forget that. That is way, way out of here. Pete Alonso strikes for his ninth home run of the year. A two-run shot to put the Mets in front 2-1. Wow. The season of Pete continues.
He swings, drives one to left field, and the polar bear has put the Mets back on top. Pete Alonso's 10th of the year, RBI 31 and 32, and you have to give Juan Soto some credit for getting down the line and extending.
And Alonso drives one to center. Taylor eases back near the wall, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with his 11th home run of the season, a two-run shot to tie the game. Just as he did on Sunday night. First time up, and Alonso hits one in the air to deep right field. Back goes Freeman to the warning track near the wall. It's out of here. Pete Alonso goes the other way for a three-run homer. And the Mets go in front. Third in the National League. And he wastes no time driving one out to deep right center field. Back in the gap, Pages takes a look, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with a two-run homer. His 13th home run of the year. He's got 50 runs batted in, and the Mets have a 3-0 lead in the first inning. And he drives this one to deep left field. Forget that. That is way up in the pavilion. Pete Alonso with his second of the night, a three-run bomb. And he doubles the Mets. Lead it is 6-0 New York. 22nd career multiple home run game for Alonso. This is in their last 14 games. Alonso drives one out to right. That's deep, and that is gone. Wow. Pete Alonso wasting no time on the first pitch of the second inning. He goes opposite field against Landon Knack, and the Mets have a 1-0 lead. Pete drives one deep to left center field. Beck goes back, takes a look, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with a two-run homer, his 16th of the year. And with that home run, he ties David Wright for second place on the Mets' all-time home run list. And Alonso drives one to deep left field, back toward the corner. It is out of here. Pete Alonso strikes again, his second home run of the day, his 17th home run of the year. Wow. He goes past David Wright into second place all by himself on the Mets' all-time home run list. A two-run shot for Alonso to make it 12-3 New York.
Pete Alonso with a high fly ball, right center field. Marsh all the way back. He's at the wall, and that ball is gone. Off the batter's eye, Pete Alonso It's his 244th career home run. He's only...
Fly ball right field, well hit. Judge going back near the wall. It's out of here. Pete Alonso goes the other way with a two-run homer. Career home run number 245. He's 7 away from Strawberry. And the Mets now have a 7-2 lead.
Well, Keith, we're watching an early version of...
And Alonso cracks one deep left field. Forget that. That is way out of here. Pete Alonso with his second of the day, a 3-run shot. First pitch, 3 runs. And it's 11-5 Mets.
First pitch, fastball, down.
And he hits one in the air to deep right center. Back goes Mullins to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso ties the game with a 2-run homer. Lindor and Alonso, 2-run shots in the 8th.
Always had the home runs, but he's hitting 280 this year, and he's showing off that home run power here. It is gone. Pete Alonso goes the other way. A 3-run shot to break it open.
Right field is where you get the most carry here in this stadium, and that's a big 3-run homer.
And that's ripped out to left center. Forget that. What a shot by Alonso into the second deck. A 3-run howitzer, and it's 5-1 New York. Career home run number 248. 3-0. Alonso drills one to deep right center field. Lee watches this one go out of here. Pete Alonso gets the Mets on the board with career home run number 249. Now just 3 behind Darryl Strawberry. His 23rd of the year. To the inning for Tang. And Pete drives one to deep left center. Forget that. Pete Alonso, 250. 3-run bomb, 3-0 New York. Well, he squared up that fastball. 250 career. Here's Alonso, and he hits one in the air to deep left center field. Back toward the wall goes Martinez, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso, 1 away from the record. A 3-run shot to get the Mets back into the game. Career home run number 200.
Record.
Fly ball, deep left field. Going back is Collins. Darryl Strawberry, you've got some company. 252 home runs. Pete Alonso has tied the Mets all.
And Pete drives one to deep right center field, headed back toward the wall. It's out of here! Out of here! Pete Alonso stands tonight. And he drives this one to deep center field. Harris goes back, takes a look, and that one's out of here. Pete Alonso adds another to his record. 254, his second of the night. It's 11-4. Here's Alonso, and he gets one in the air along the right field line. Toward the corner goes Acuna, and it's gone. A home run. How about that? Pete Alonso with a moonshot opposite field home run. His 29th of the year to put the Mets up. And Pete hits one deep to center field. Back goes Marcy to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso ties the game with his 30th home run of the season. Alonso in the howitzer, and the Mets get even 4-4.
That home run.
Fly ball right field off the bat of Alonso, back near the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso goes the other way for his 31st home run. The Mets' 3rd home run in the first 2 innings, and it's 7-0 New York. 110 RBIs for Pete Alonso, who's trying to chase right now 0 for his last 10. High fly ball, deep center field. Back goes Perez to the warning track, back at the wall, and it's out of here. Wow. Pete Alonso with his 32nd home run of the year. His first hit in the series. And now Alonso drives one deep left field. Green goes back near the wall, leaps, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso with his 2nd home run of the night. Number 33 for Pete. Soto and Alonso go back-to-back, and it's tied at 2. Alonso drives one to deep right field, headed toward the wall. That ball is out of here! Pete Alonso wins it with an opposite field 3-run homer. The Mets put the 8-game losing streak behind them. And Now Alonso gets one in the air to deep left center. That is way out of here.
Oh, boy.
It comes down to the second deck. A monstrous home run for Alonso, his 35th of the year, and the Mets are just teeing off. It's now 7-1.
Maybe that.
Alonso drills one deep left center. That's gone. Pete Alonso homers for the third straight game. Number 36 for Pete. And that ties things up at 1. That was a laser beam into the seats in left center.
Pete is hot. 112 miles an hour off.
And he hits this one deep to center field. Merrill goes back, takes a look, and Pete has homered for a fourth straight game. Number 37 for Pete Alonso. 1-0 New York. He's not only hitting home runs, he's hitting tape measure home runs on a regular basis. Driven out to deep left field. Back goes Hernandez to the warning track, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso goes deep. His 38th home run of the year, and it's 2-0 New York.
Boy, Pete loves slugging against this Marlins team.